Hey, what's going on, guys? Vega here from Serpent Special Forces, and today I just wanted to talk to you about whether or not you can mine on a laptop in 2020. And it's kind of a mixed bag, but let's first talk about the laptop that I'm using to do all this. I am using the Acer Predator Helios 300. It's a laptop I got about mid-2019, but it would do just fine. It's not the latest and greatest 2020 tech, but it certainly has one of the top of the lines Intel CPU and Nvidia GPU. So it's a 15.6 inch laptop with one of the best cooling systems that you can honestly get on modern day laptops at the moment. It's one of Amazon's top best sellers out there. I didn't get the RGB or the model with a 3-zone RGB backlit keyboard, but I didn't care about that because I was all about the performance, not so much the show. But it's a certainly capable machine. It's powered by the Intel i7-9750H, 6-core 12-thread CPU, and an Nvidia GTX 1660 Ti. Now we know the 1660 Super is the replacement for the Ti, but this mobile version of the GPU is established on a lot of known manufacturers: Lenovo, Dell, Acer, Gigabyte, so on and so forth. And it's one of the best budget laptops that you can get out there, honestly. So it's a capable machine, but can we mine on it? And can we mine profitably on it? That's what I want to look at here. All right, guys, so we got some miners loaded up here. Of course, you can technically still use a mining operating system or a Linux-based operating system like HashRate, HiveOS, NiceHashOS to use with a laptop, but most people are probably going to be using Windows. So we got Awesome Miner and NiceHash open in the background here, but before we get started, we're sitting anywhere between 47 to 52. So we're going to say around 48 watts right now at idle. And first, let's go ahead and test out the CPU. I will tell you right off the bat that AMD CPUs are better at hashing than Intel CPUs, especially when it comes to Monero, Random X or Monero, which is currently what we're looking at right now. So we just kicked on the CPU. This CPU specifically, all cores overclock or boost clock, so to speak, not overclock, is 4 gigahertz. But when we're mining, we're seeing an average about 3.8, 3.7, depending on how many cores are active during the hashing process. Just to speed up and not take up too much of your time, I already ran this test, and we get about 2100 hashes, so 2100 hashes. And if we take a look at the power draw, we're drawing about 40 watts over idle. So the CPU is using an additional 40 watts compared to when it was during idle. Another thing I like about this laptop, we'll go ahead and look at the temperatures real quick. The temperatures are shooting up to, let's see if you can see that. There you go. Right below me, guys, we can see the temperatures sitting around 62, 62, 65, 62, 61. But on this particular laptop, we have something called Acer Predator Sense. And even though we can turbo the fans up, which, by the way, let me do a quick test for that. That gets pretty loud. So we're going to turn that off. What I like to use instead is Cool Boost, which you see right here in the top of your screen or in the middle. I just turned it on. And that's going to keep the fans not boost to its maximum RPM range, but it's sustained, and it will automatically, it's just a little bit more than stock. And so as the temperatures increase, it will increase whether you're using the CPU or GPU. Right now we're using the CPU. We'll go ahead and minimize that. And our temperatures are going to drop down a little bit and be more controllable with Cool Boost enable. But there we are. We're actually hitting 2394. Once temperatures sustain and everything, let's go ahead and switch back over to my main screen and check out a mining calculator. Let's say with Monero or Random X algo, we're getting around, let's say 2200. So it'd be 2100 to 23 depending on how hot the laptop gets. So we'll say 2200. We got a power draw. We're pulling a total of 90 to 92 watts, but technically the CPU is only drawing 40 watts if we want to get technical. And that is still not profitable. We're spending 4 cents a day mining this laptop. There's our rewards. Not much of an incentive. You know, we're getting a total profit of 18 cents, but we're spending 22 cents of electricity at 10 cents per kilowatt, which is about the average here in the United States. Let's take a look back over at the laptop. And even though we were able to hit 2400 hashes, 2236, so 2200 is about a sweet number that I would like to hit. Intel is not exactly the best when it comes to RandomX. It's not going to be as profitable, so we're going to go ahead and stop that. But if you do have an AMD based laptop, a good Ryzen CPU on your laptop, you're going to be a little bit more profitable than an Intel based system depending on your power draw. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Switching over, we're going to go ahead and take a look at GPU. Again, I ran these tests prior to recording. I just wanted to do this with you, looking at the numbers and everything on screen with us. Now, right now, Dagger or Ethereum is the most profitable coin to mine for a GPU, or one of the most profitable, maybe not throughout all GPUs, but for most of them, especially AMD. But here we are, right below me, you're going to see the GPU temperature show up. We're sitting around 55C right now, and according to the software, we're pulling about 80 watts, but you can see on your screen, we're sitting anywhere between 135 to 140, minus the 50, so 90 watts. Even though the software is saying 80, we're pulling about 90 watts from the wall if we don't count system idle, right? So if we minus the system idle from the current power draw. And let's see how that looks profitability wise. We'll go ahead and let that run on the screen for a little bit while I bring up Ethereum on the main system, and I'll bring you guys over. So right now we're getting about 25.8 mega hash, which is pretty much on par with the desktop variant as far as hash rate. And we'll say 90 watts, fees and all. All right, guys, take a look at this. So we're total at 52 cents, but our power is costing us 22 cents a day, netting us a 31-cent profit per day. However, if we look at the overall system draw, so let's say 138, 140, somewhere in there, overall system draw, then we're only making 19 cents per day. So the short answer is yes, it's profitable on a system or a laptop like this with this configuration. So either you got a laptop with a 7th gen or 8th gen CPU with a decent graphics GPU like a 1070 or higher, then it's profitable, but you're going to be making cents a day. Is it really worth it for you? Well, that depends. If you're a person that's at a dorm and you're not paying for electricity, or you're just not paying for electricity wherever you live, then maybe you can set up the laptop. If it's not as mobile, if you don't take it with you wherever you go, then maybe you might set it up, depending on the miner, to mine only during idle. When the system is not in use, it would only mine. But then that gets into another con of mine, which is temperatures. You want to be careful of your temperatures so you don't kill your system. Another thing I want you to note, though, is this is stock. We haven't even overclocked this thing. For gaming, I was able to overclock this beast pretty good. 180 on the core, 650 on the mem, or 200 on the core, 700 on the mem. But even if we just throw a modest plus 160 core, plus 320 mem, we're going to get up to 28.45 mega hash. And if we talk about 28.5 mega hash at the same power numbers, that brings up our total profit to 25 cents. Yes, we're paying, so total 58 cents. We're losing 33 cents to electricity, but we're making 25 cents a day. So yes, it is profitable to mine on a modern day laptop in 2020. As of right now, as of time of filming, but it's not sustainable. It's not long term. It's not something where you want 20 laptops all around you and just mining away. That wouldn't be efficient. It'd be better to just get a system that uses a low power motherboard with a bunch of PCIe slots, or a mining specific motherboard that uses a dual core CPU with a stock Intel or AMD cooling heatsink, low power memory, and all the riser cables, and that way the GPU is taking most of the juice, not the system. Right now in this laptop, we got the CPU, We got two NVMe SSDs. We got 2.5-inch SSDs. And another thing too that's drawing a couple of watts is the actual fans. The fans on these things are pretty beefy. They're very nice. They do a great job cooling. The thermal interface, or the overall performance of this laptop is really good, but I modified it. And if you want to know what I did to modify it and improve the cooling of even just this laptop by a few degrees, I'll have the video linked in the description. But it's stock, it does just fine. So if you have a laptop like this, modern type equipment, or at least a GTX 1070 or higher, it is profitable. It's just you need to weigh the pros and cons of, is it something you want to do? Because you are going to, because of temperatures, kind of put a strain on your system, so that may decrease the longevity of your laptop. And then if you don't pay electricity, I don't see a problem with it. If you do pay electricity, you may want to do something like we're doing here and just connect it to a kilowatt meter, see how much juice it's drawing while it's mining, and find out whether or not it's worth it. So that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to let you know it's not, groundbreaking, but it is profitable. Whether or not it's something that you want to look into, I'll let you make that decision. But do me a favor on the way out, hit the like button, get subscribed for more content like this, and I thank you for stopping by. You guys have a great day.